Hi, it's Barbara Michelle, and for this week's Mix It Up Monday, I am going to redo the cover of this 8.5 by 11 album that I have. I'm not sure where I bought it. The cover is this a very dark green, and I don't really like it that much. So I have these chipboard letters that are silver, and I'm going to put them on. I didn't have an H, so I made that out of a couple of letters, and then these little dots are the tops of some eyes. But I just wanted to explain what I was doing, and now I will fast forward the rest. So just a moment. To begin with, I'm going to apply a layer of gesso to the cover of the album. Um, it might not need it, I didn't really know, but I thought that if even the gesso would keep me from having to put too many layers of the acrylic paint when I got ready for that step. So I'm just applying it all over, and then I go back and smooth it out, one stroke top to bottom, just to have it nice, smooth, not too many brush strokes or crazy brush strokes on there. And I'm going to set the cover aside to dry, and then I'll get out the chipboard letters and I'll apply gesso to them as well. I remembered though to get out my craft mat. Well, it's not really a craft mat. It's just a laminated poster board that I used to paint on. All right. After the gesso has dried on the cover, I'm just going to cover it with this gold metallic uh, acrylic paint by Folk Art. It will require me to do 2 coats of this paint, but this is just the first coat that you're seeing. And again, I just smoothed out the paint lines. And while that's drying, I'll go back to the letters. And I think the color that I chose for the letters is Caribbean blue. The letters took I think they took 3 coats of paint to get them nice. And then the paint was a little bit chipping off because it was that shiny silver before. So I'm applying this gloss gel medium over the top of the letters to keep them from chipping. And now I'm just going to attach the letters to the album using glossy accents. And I did pull out that T-square ruler to help me line it up. Once I get the letters stuck down, I'm going to put some wax paper over the cover and then flip it over so that the weight of the book will help keep the letters flat as it dries. So now they're dry. A little bit of the glossy accents does kind of peek through on the H, but it's not too much. I'm going to add some stamping to the cover of the album. This album is intended to be that I'm going to use it for layouts from beach vacations. I'm planning to go on a beach vacation this weekend, although it'll be the past weekend once you see the video. The weekend is over the National Scrapbook Holiday weekend, or the National Scrapbook Weekend. So I'm a little bit disappointed that I won't be able to join in all the fun because I'll be out of town. But I am, at the same time, I'm excited to be with my family on the beach. I'll be with my grandma and some aunts. So it should be a really great, fun girls' weekend. So I picked out the stamps I wanted. There's beach stamps, like I said. And I thought that I might need to stamp them more than once in the same spot. So I pulled out my stamper. I had to kind of come up with a different way to use it because the cover, the album that I'm stamping on is so thick. Usually the stamper is just used with like a thin piece of paper that'll fit inside and you can tape it or attach it to the stamper. So what I did was I opened the whole stamper and I taped the whole thing down to another scrapbook album that was equal height, and I just used it that way. But even with that, the stamps moved on me a bit, especially that one with the person. It kept sticking to the album, and when I tried to take it off, it moved. So it did get a little smudged. I'm adding the seashell stamps now at the bottom. I'm going to add that stamp 3 times across. It's kind of got a bend in it, so the first one is kind of bent upwards, and the other 2, the bend points down. I really like the way it turns out, even with that little kind of smudge with the other one. It's not that big a deal, so I like it. At this point, I think I'm going to grab person that person stamp again and just use the water portion. I'm just going to ink up the water portion of it and stamp it all over that area. First, just to complete it, to make it go across the bottom, and then to add water all over, like where the seashells are that I stamped. I think it ties it all in. It makes it look more complete at the bottom, like a whole beach scene, and then instead of just a couple of things together. So this is the last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to outline the letters to bring the black into the letters and tie the whole thing together. And now here are some close-ups. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you had a wonderful National Scrapbook Weekend. Thanks again.